Welcome back. I'm trying to complete every quest in old school RuneScape without the use of guides, plugins, or the wiki on an Iron Man. Oh yeah, and this is my first Iron Man. This is Unguided. This bucket of an unknown sticky liquid made me the closest I've been to giving up on this account. More on that later, but the reason we need it was as a requirement as part of the Eyes of Gloffrey quest, the next quest in the Gnome storyline series, and the penultimate before Monkey Madness 1, when we unlock my current goal, the Dragon Scimitar. To even start this quest we need to work on some stats, specifically 5 construction and 46 magic. So that's my first goal in today's episode. To start off we'll be completing Daddy's Home. I've never done this quest, but I know it has something to do with construction, and so I'm hoping it rewards some XP to get me to level 5. Let's get started. We start this quest in East Varrock, talking to Marlowe. He mentions that his dad lives just to the south, but the poor bloke's house is a bit of a state. He'd like us to help him out with some new furniture. We're to head over to his dad's house and find out more information. I'll be honest, this was a super quick mini quest with no real challenges and just some back and forth to the lumberyard grabbing some planks and making some furniture. It did in fact result in some construction XP though, which is great, getting us to 8 construction. That's one requirement ticked off, and now it's on to getting from 37 magic to 46 magic. Let's go. Right, so I have got some runes. I'm going to teleport to the Barbarian Outpost and I'm going to train on Fire Giants underneath the waterfall. Ideally, if I get like a rune scimitar drop, that's quite a bit of money because I can sell it. Ideally, want to make a bit of cash back whilst using these runes. There's probably better things out there that I could kill to get money, but this is the only thing I know of right now, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to do some time at Fire Giants and get some drops. I've forgotten the rope. So yeah, we'll be back in a bit once we've used up all these runes and hopefully have a couple of drops. So I'm just in the maze around them and I'm completely distracted because... is that the underground pass? This is definitely the underground pass, right? I've never noticed that before. Anyway, we finished up using our runes at Fire Giants and unfortunately only got to 40 magic and didn't get any rune scimitar drops. This means one thing, we need money. I'm going to try some Winter Todd. In all honesty at this point, it's the one thing I know that Iron Men do to make money and get some resources. This means I need 50 fire making and I'm currently level 2. I have this amount of logs in the bank from my woodcutting grind, so we're going to start off by burning those and see how we get on. Right, so we just used up all of our logs and only made it to 37 fire making, so we need to get back to woodcutting so we have enough for 50. We'll be back in a bit. There we go. Right, so I assume 50 woodcutting means I'll probably be able to get 50 fire making with the logs that I have now in the bank, so let's just check out how much we got. Right, so we've got 849 willow logs, and we're currently 37 fire making, so I'm going to set fire to these. Fingers crossed we'll be back when we've got 50 fire making and we can start Winter Todd. Hey, there we go, 50 fire making. That didn't take too long at all. The woodcutting took long, but the fire making itself actually wasn't too bad. So we can now enter the Winter Todd's prison. So, as far as I'm aware, all that I need is an axe, a knife and a tinderbox, but I do know about warm clothing. The problem is, I have no idea what constitutes as warm clothing. The only set I do know is the Clue Hunter gear, but I know you need to dig to get this and I've got no idea where those dig spots are. So that's not an option. So we're going to go in naked and see how we get on. Right, that was an absolute disaster. I took so much damage and I almost died, so we do need some sort of warm clothing. So I thought to myself, how can I find out what constitutes as warm clothing? And it was obvious. I could just look at people. All I did was stand in Winter Todd and look at what people were wearing. I saw fire staves, I saw hunter gear, I saw Santa outfits. I knew what I needed to do. I need to get my hands on some of the hunter gear. From the few people I did see wearing this, I did only see the polar kebbit fur. I'm going to assume that all of the hunter gear is warm clothing. So I'm going to head over to Yanil, pick up some traps and get hunting. So after one of the most boring half an hours of my entire life, I headed over to the East Varrock clothes store, who can turn my fur into clothing, which is something I learned from the hunting expert in the Feldip Hills. I severely overestimated how much fur I need, so I probably wasted like 20 minutes of my life here, but oh well. Now we can go back to Winter Todd. After about 15k C at Winter Todd, I'd only gotten a few crates that gave me GP, totaling around 15k, which wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. As I was dropping stuff at the bank, I noticed something I hadn't noticed before. 505 gold ore. I have no idea why I just spent all this time getting the requirements for Winter Todd when I had this literal gold mine just sitting in my bank. When I'm not recording and I fancy AFKing, I often go to Motherlode Mine, and I think because I AFK it, I literally just forgot this existed. Anyway, I made them into bars, then into bracelets, and next thing you know, we're at 120k. Let's go buy some runes. Okay, cool. We have 2k cast of Fire Strike. I think that should probably be enough to maybe get me to 46. I'm not too sure, but I can always come back. But that only cost me like 20k, so I completely overshot it with how much money I'm going to need. But that's nice. I've got 100k that I can just stick in the bank. So let's head back to Fire Giants, hopefully get some rune skimmy drops, and get 46 magic. Oy, there we go. Now we can start the Eyes of Gloffrey. We start his quest by talking to Brimstale in the Tree Gnome Stronghold. He tells us of a gnomish mage, Glofri, who got in a bit of trouble. He was advisor to the king and one of the most famous gnomish mages, yet he was exiled and is not spoken of too much these days. He also mentioned Oaknock, a famous gnome engineer who built most of the stronghold. The two didn't get along. Brimstale invites us to learn more by exploring the adjoining cave. I'm not really sure, this was all before I was born, and no one talks about what happened to Glofri these days. Glofri? So Glofri has nothing to do with Gloff. So this is not the quest I thought it was going to be, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Glofri was the same person that we met in the last quest, Gloff, who was the little maniac gnome that wanted to kill everyone. I'm a little bit sad that it's not the same person, and I don't really know what relevance it has to the previous gnome quest. I think it might just be a new story, but let's have a little look around on what's going on here. Let's search this plant, unlock this machine. It is made from maple and oak wood with crystals stuck together with strange glue. Don't know what is this? Is that meant to be my hand? That is really freaky. This is a beautiful and elegant looking crystal bowl. It's clearly of elvish origins and reminds you of a large crystal drinking glass. There's a machine panel over here. The picture shows 7 columns that are red, orange, Okay, I still don't really understand what's happening here. Let's go back and talk to this little dude. This was a large, strange looking machine. That's right. It was built by Oaknock. I recognise his style anywhere. What does it do? I have no idea, but I know someone who might. There is one gnome left alive who knew Oaknock, and Glofri for that matter. Is it going to be Hazelmere? Yep, it is Hazelmere. Alright, so Brimstale's asked us to go and visit Hazelmere and see if he knows anything about the machine we found, so let's head over there now. Alright, let's talk to Hazelmere. The mage starts to speak, but all you hear is blah blah blah. Hazelmere started poking around your head. What on earth is going on? He's using like lightning powers on my head. Everything seems a lot clearer. Oh, we could talk to Hazelmere now. He just did some sort of spell on my head. Brimstale telling me that gnomes don't trust mages these days. Glofri, wasn't it? He did something bad and got exiled. What can you tell me about him, and what's that machine that Oaknock built? I have a story to tell you that will answer most of your questions. Let us travel back in time. To the time your humans called the Fourth Age. Hazelmere tells us of a time before humans. After the elves decided to travel west, it was only the gnomes of the north and the goblin tribes to the south who remained. Both armies moved to claim the lands, and of course met in battle. The gnomes were brave, but no match for the mass brute of the goblins. But Glofri and the king had a plan. If you don't have an invincible army, pretend you do. Glofri conjured an army of illusionary giant tortoises, scaring the goblins away from the battle. He continues to tell us that these times weren't to last. There was once a very special tree in the stronghold, silver as a birch, old and wise. On one of Hazelmere's expeditions, he felt something was wrong. I felt a shadow pass over me and a tingling in the air, even though the weather was fine and dry. I felt a sudden pain as if the anima mundi was crying out at the loss of a favoured child. What the hell is the anima? Oh my god, it just got zapped. Hazelmere rushed back to the grand tree, only to find all was in order. The tree seemed fine, although it wasn't. Glofri had hidden his death. Oaknock was incensed and built a machine to reveal the truth. After this, Glofri was banished by the king's order. This machine is what we find in Brimstale's cave. Glofri left and travelled back to a place called Arpasandra, and Hazelmere believes he's still up to no good. He sends us on his way with a crystal disc that helps power the machine. It's up to us to go back to Brimstale and figure out how it works. Right, let's talk to Brimstale. I visited Hazelmere, he told me all sorts of interesting things. The machine emits an anti-illusion glamour. Oh my god. That's Gloff. Is that not Gloff? That is definitely Gloff, isn't it? We can ignore the fact that he just snuck in here, looking all invisible. Something just moved behind you. Whoa, Gloff just fucked up the machine. Is Gloff from the past Gloff that we met in Tree Gnome Village? Or whatever the hell that quest was called, the Grand Tree Quest. Oh my god, I'd be so happy if it was. Because it's Gloff with a PH, but it was a GU. Anyway, what am I doing now? I found out how to repair the machine. That was definitely him, right? Because the other guy was a wizard dude. And that definitely looked like little maniac Gloff that we met. You look at the damage done. There are 2 main wooden parts that need to be repaired. So I need maple logs, oak logs, and magical glue. Don't know where I'm going to get the magical glue from. Let's go and talk to the dude again. I'm still a bit confused about how to fix the machine. Not getting anywhere with these sticky runes. I don't remember this, I'm not gonna lie. Smelt of pine and was amber in colour. That sounds like tree sap from a coniferous tree. So I need to get tree sap. I need to get tree sap and some sort of rune glue thing. I'm gonna go and grab an axe. I need a bit of tree sap from a conifer tree, which I'm not too sure what that actually is. And I'll need a pestle and mortar for apparently a sticky rune. I don't really know what that means. What's sticky about these? Earth, chaos, blood. Blood is sticky. Can I crush this up? No. Okay, it's not blood. Sticky rune. Mud. A mud rune? Mud is sticky, is that a thing? Yeah, mud rune, yeah. Members can make mud runes. And mud is sticky. Or is it? Maybe not. Okay, so maybe it is a rune, and if it is, then it's probably going to be mud. I don't have a clue how to make mud runes. Water and earth, I guess. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm really confused by this. I've got my oak logs and I've got my maple logs. With this magical glue, I don't have a clue how to get sap out of a tree. I don't even know where to start with that. I need to find a coniferous tree. I assume it's like an evergreen or something. But I feel like there might be some in this hunting area up here. I don't know why that rings a bell. I feel like I did a lot of hunting here when I was a kid. This little hunter eagle training ground, man, spent fucking hours here. Yeah, I'm gonna walk up here. Here, these ones, evergreen. I knew they existed here. That's so strange I remembered that. I ain't done nothing. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Oh, where am I gonna find these trees? And if I even find it, I don't know how I'm gonna actually use it. No, these evergreens are just normal trees. This isn't it. Alright, we're back at Brimstone because I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I just can't think of where I can get this sap, so I'm going to talk to him again. I spent the next 20 minutes running around trying to find this tree, talking to the woodcutting trainer in Lumbridge and mostly just wandering about, unfortunately with no luck. Oh dearie me, I am so confused about this. And the other thing I need to get is this sticky rune. I can only assume it's a mud rune, which means I need to get 13 rune crafting for it, and it's a combination rune, and I can't remember how to create a combination rune. I think I have to take, like an earth rune to a water altar or something. God, I didn't think this would be the quest that just absolutely ruins me, but I can't find the right tree and I've got no idea how to make combination runes. Okay, let's do the combination rune thing first. I need to get 13 rune crafting. That shouldn't be too difficult. I'm going to mine a bunch of rune essence and I think I can figure out how to make a combination rune. It shouldn't be that difficult. Probably talk to like a rune crafting person like Aubrey or someone, but let's head to Varrock and start mining some rune essence. Can I buy combination runes from somewhere, maybe, instead of making them? I know there's a shop in the wilderness that sells like different types of runes. I might try that first. Right, I'm gonna go to the wilderness and go to that rune shop. Alright, please have a mud rune. Fuck, he doesn't. Oh. Okay, so we have to go back and start mining. So one thing I just noticed as I was looking at my bank there is I don't have a water or an earth talisman. And I assume I'm going to need one of them to make a mud rune, which I'm assuming is a combination of earth and water. So that's going to be a problem. Alright, so we've been mining for a little bit. We've got 1,200 pure essence. So now it's time to head over to Falador and start making these into some air runes. There we go. 13 rune crafting. Right. So now I've achieved 13 rune crafting, I actually need to go about making a mud rune. I'm still a bit unsure of how to make a combination rune. I think that I need to take the talisman of one element to the altar of another and use it on it with pure essence in my inventory. This means I need to get both an earth and water talisman, and this is where my problem from earlier returns. I have no idea where to get these. I don't know of anywhere to buy them, so my only route is from drops from monsters. For the earth talisman, my mind goes straight to the earth warriors in Edgefield Dungeon. I'd be so surprised if these guys don't drop it. For water, I'm really not sure. My only thought now is the frogs that sit around the altar itself, so we might try that at some point. But for now, let's head over to Edgeville and start killing some Earth Warriors. Alright, so we are like an hour and a half later, and I do not think that these guys drop an Earth Talisman. Let's take a little look at the loot counter right here. 126 of these guys killed, a lot of Earth Runes, an Earth Staff as well, but no Earth Talisman. And I just think like 120, maybe it's like 150. Obviously I could just be unlucky as well. But yeah, I just don't think they're going to drop a Talisman. So I think I might try, I've had a thought, Chaos Druids. Chaos Druids drop like tons and tons of herbs. I'm thinking maybe they've just got one of those stack drop tables and they will also have talismans on them. Yeah, we'll be back in a bit. Right, so we've been at Chaos Druids for a little while now. We have killed 144 and we have received not a single talisman drop. So I'm starting to think that these guys probably don't drop it. I don't know what to do, to be honest. I really thought the Earth Warrior is going to be the one. I just don't know where to go next. Alright, we are back at the bank. I had a thought about this whole resin thing that you need to get from a tree. Obviously I ran around trying to look for a conifer tree. I wonder if you just needed a knife instead of like a... Let me just do this. Nothing happened. Bollocks. Okay. Oh yes! Yes! Fucking get in! Right, we got the sap. Okay, this is progress. And I have not had that in the last few days. Right, I'm gonna head back to the old Brainstyle, whatever his name is. Try and get some more answers out of him now that I've got the sap. Magical glue. This is going to be the death of me. Alright, let's talk to this little man again. Oh, it doesn't really help. I think it's still a mud rune, and I think until I try a mud rune, I can't really rule it out. I am going to go and talk to the guy in the wizard's tower, because I have no idea how to get talismans, and he might tell me, because he is the one that you do rune mysteries with. Let's have a quick look at rune mysteries. This is part of a quest line. Order of the Wizards. There is a second Order of the Wizards quest, apparently. Enter the Abyss. Interesting, I might do this. Okay, so I'm going to go and talk to the guy in the Wizard's Tower. If I can't get any information out of him, I'm going to do this quest line, because I am completely just stuck. But this is like a Order of the Wizards quest line, which has relevancy with runecrafting, it says. In fact, the Abyss itself, I wonder how that works. Maybe is there a mud place you can go to? I don't think there is. But yeah, right, let's go to the Wizard's Tower and see what we can get out of this dude. Alright, let's start Enter the Abyss. We start this quest by talking to the Zamorak Mage in the wilderness. He'd like us to share the secrets of the rune essence mine, and to do so, he wanted us to teleport to them from 3 different locations whilst carrying an orb that will track my whereabouts. Let's get started. That is 1. That's 2. And that is all 3. Right, let's head back. Oh sweet, I didn't know I get a rune patch for that. Oh, I got some runecrafting XP. Unfortunately, I actually don't think it helps me at all in terms of getting a mud rune. Well, as much as I know, there is no mud altar. The runes, I'm going to head there anyway and just see. Yeah, I'm not really too confident this is actually going to help me, which is a shame. Right, how does this work? Oh, and here it doesn't show me. Right, so as I suspected, there is no mud altar to go to, so you can't just go to one of these. I'm going to talk to this dark mage and see if he knows anything about it. Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting because if I can get just one of the talismans, it can hopefully start crafting some combination runes. Because I can get into an earth rift, I don't think I need a talisman to get in here. Like, I think that's the whole point of this place, isn't it? Yeah, right, you can get into the earth altar. So say I had a water talisman, I could just use it, I think here. I think that's how you make them. Although one thing I have just thought of is another magic shop. There's one in Port Sarim. They sell like Eye of Newts and stuff. I wonder if they might sell talismans. I'm going to head to Falador real quick and just check that out. No, she ain't got nothing. Though, so as I was just walking down here, I walked past these mages that just stand over here that I completely forgot about. And they're all like different elements. These guys, fire wizard, earth wizard, water wizard. These guys must drop it, right? Surely they do. I mean, it would take a bit of time, but I think we start killing these guys and start trying to see if they drop it. Alright, let's go get some proper gear. Oh my god. I've just been turned to a mushroom. Yes! Let's fucking go! I knew it! Earth Talisman. There we go. Right, time to head to Varrock. Alright, let's teleport in here. Okay, exit through Water Rift. Right. Please. Please work. Okay, so I'm at the water altar. Now, I use this on this. What? I need earth runes to bind mud runes. I think I have to bring some earth runes with me. So I need essence as well as the talisman as well as earth runes. Maybe? Maybe. This is it. This is the moment of truth. Use the earth talisman on the altar. Heyo! We got mud runes. We have mud runes. Okay, let's try and grind them up and see if we can add it to the sap. Oh, it works, it works, it works. You grind the mud runes into a powder and then I do that on that. Magic glue. Let's go. Let's go. This fucking bucket just took me like 4 days. Genuinely like 4 days to get, of like logging off, thinking about it. How the hell would I get this? Where to get an earth talisman, where to get a water talisman, to use a knife on a tree. I know that's stupid. Now that I look back on it, that should have been obvious. But like, yeah, man, this took so long. But I am so happy because this is I think this may be the plank in Dragon Slayer 1. I think probably the closest I've been to Googling something. Or like, obviously I wouldn't do it, but like the closest I think I have been to like maybe needed to implement some sort of system of points to like, I don't know, Google something every now and then, use the wiki, or a phone a friend type system. Like, this is the closest I've been, but I got it. I am so happy with that. So, so happy. Right, now we can actually continue with the Eyes of Glofri quest.